Boise State and USF are going to get us started. Now, Boise State is looking to get back to the college football playoff. They are looking for a big run without Ashton Jeanty. That's going to be a big key for them is how do they run the football? That's going to be one thing to pay attention to if you're a Boise State fan. You've seen this team compete at the highest level, and you're hoping that that happens again. This is a team that went 12-2 last year, and largely because of Ashton Jeanty. Ashton Jeanty did a number of great things for this offense, and he's gone. The nice thing, though, is that this offense does have the talent and the depth at that position to make another run, to make things really exciting once again. And this is going to be a really different offense than it was even with that depth. Now, Maddox Madsen is going to be a big part of that. Over 3,000 yards throwing last year, 23 touchdowns. They might rely on him a little bit more, and with a big road game right off the bat, he is going to have to be poised and in control of this offense. This is an offense that has a lot of talent at the wide receiver position. You're just looking for somebody to step up. Is that Chris Marshall? Is he finally going to break through and have the season that a lot of people expect him to? Is it going to be Latrell Caples, a guy that was proven last year? There are plenty of questions in the passing attack, but you do have certain guys returning that could make things a lot easier. Matt Lauder is going to be another guy. He's a tight end that is one of the best in the country. He is going to be a reliable player when you need to make a play. He proved that he could do it last year. He's going to do it again in 2025, and Maddox Madsen just has to figure out how to get him the football. The defense does have to slow down USF's offense. This is a unique offense that's going to be spread out, and this group has to find a way to slow them down, plain and simple. Guys like Jaden Virgin Morgan, Braxton Felly, those are guys that will have to step up and make sure that this is an offense that doesn't find its footing, because they do have a healthy quarterback returning, and that's going to help them. Boise State, though, is a team that I think is in a good position. Spencer Danielson has done a number of good things for this program, providing that stability and then taking them to levels that maybe they didn't expect to hit last year. Part of that had to do with Jeanty, but also part of that is Spencer Danielson and what he has done for this program. Flipping over to the USF side of things, Byrum Brown is back to full health. Now, we don't have Bryce Archie backing him up, so he does have to stay healthy. The drop off from him to Archie was obviously noticeable, but now the drop off between him and the next guy is going to be even greater. Byrum Brown, though, when healthy, is going to be one of the better quarterbacks in college football. Has the ability to make some big plays with his arm, also a proven runner with his legs as well. Last year, obviously, injuries played a role in his struggles. Only had 836 yards passing, 269 yards rushing, had a total of 5 touchdowns. You're looking to get him back on track, and if he's fully healthy, he provides a lot of matchup issues for Boise State to be able to slow this offense down. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is that this is a team that's going through a tough first 3-game stretch. When you look at who USF has to play, you first have to go against Boise State. And I think a lot of people are kind of overlooking that as a challenge, but this is a team that is very difficult. It may not be the other two teams, but Boise State is a playoff team that deserves its respect. The other thing you have to keep an eye on is they do go to Florida and to Miami after that. So you're going to have plenty of struggles early on. And this is the most winnable game of the 3. If they're able to win that, you just have to find a way to navigate the tough games ahead and find a way to still keep your confidence. Even if you go 0-3, you have to find a way to keep your confidence, because this is a team that can make plays, that can be successful. A 7-6 season last year was disappointing, but this year they could have quite a bit of talent that can make things better. On the defensive side of the ball, it's going to have to be physical. This is a Boise State team that still wants to run the ball. They still want to make plays on the ground, and that's where your linebackers come in. You have a number of talented linebackers. Jalen Schuler is one of those guys that should be able to step up. 61 tackles for him last year, 7 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 2 interceptions. He has the ability to make plays, and USF probably needs him to, because this is going to be 2 different styles of play. This is a Boise State offense that wants to be physical, that wants to run the football, and while USF also wants to run it, that's a USF team that wants to spread out Boise State and make life difficult, put this defense in inopportune matchups, and find ways to exploit those mismatches. There are plenty of things that both sides can do to make that happen, and it's going to be interesting to see which team actually prevails in those endeavors. The quarterbacks are going to play a big role in that. Maddox Madsen, obviously, we know his limitations with his arm, but he's also a good decision maker. He's also a confident playmaker when he's in a rhythm. You have a new offensive coordinator for Boise State, and USF is going to have to find ways to make him uncomfortable. Same thing with Byrum Brown. He is back from injury. He's going to have to get back into the rhythm of things. He is going to have to show that, hey, I'm still capable of making these types of throws. I'm still capable of making big plays with my arm, with my legs. And that's going to put Boise State in a tough position. If they're not able to do that, it could be for a long night. Now, when you look at this game, it started at 9.5 as the line. It's currently at 5.5. I would, if you were able to get it at 9.5 for USF, I would have done that. I think this is going to be a close game. There are questions on both sides of the ball. Boise State is the favorite, obviously, for a reason, but the line has chipped down to 5.5. Boise State is a good team, but USF, I think a lot of people are high on them, and people are definitely betting the Bulls, and that's why it's down to 5.5. I think Boise State still wins, but I do think that's a close matchup. I think that these two teams are pretty evenly matched. And also, it's week one. We've seen some crazy things. We watched Iowa State give Kansas State all they could and then some, and that was really fun. And this one will also be fun. It's a game that I don't think a lot of people are paying attention to. I wish it wasn't at 4:30 Central, 5:30 Eastern. I wish it was more of a night game, but it is what it is. Still going to be a fun game, still going to be one to pay attention to, and it has big implications on the Group of Five race for the college football playoff. Ohio